Hey everyone, I need your attention for 1 minute. This is not one of those ads. This is something that has changed my entire life. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that this is all about personal development as the foundation for everything good in your life. And this podcast is now sponsored by Growth Day, which is the world's first all-in-one personal development app. I mean, oh my gosh, can you imagine having everything all in one place that you need to create the life that you want? Now you can. So if you've been struggling with your motivation, your mood, your productivity, or your purpose, you have to check this out. Growth Day helps you consciously change your life and achieve your potential. It has all the self-improvement tools, motivational classes, and life coaching all in one place. So many of us want to improve our lives, but the question is how? Where do we start? What do we use? How do you get unstuck? How do you make self-improvement stick? Well, research shows how. It's when you consistently journal, track your habits, set goals, learn from empowering mentors, and challenge yourself that you'll be happier, healthier, and more successful. But let me ask you something. Where do you actually do all of your personal development work? I have to tell you that over 300,000 people use Growth Day for a reason. It works. It's the world's #1 software for self-improvement. Growth Day has an amazing mindset journal that I absolutely love, a habit tracker, and a goal-setting system. In fact, I bet if you went to my stories this week, you probably saw me using the journaling app and telling you to do it too, because it's the first time that journaling has ever actually stuck consistently in my life because of this app. And best of all, Growth Day has live inspirational classes every single week from the world's top motivational speakers and life coaches. These are people who have impacted my life in huge ways. These are mentors who I already knew and loved. In fact, this is something that's so huge for me, you guys. I personally teach a class in Growth Day every single month, and it is one of the most fun things that I get to do, and I'd love to see you there. These classes will truly shift your life. There's always something new that you will learn. So join me and 300,000 achievers growing our lives with actual real intention. Visit growthday.com/Lori for a free trial. Yes, you can try this for free. So go to growthday.com/Lori and go live your best life. You guys, that's growthday.com/Lori. And I can't wait to see you there.
When you visualize the outcomes you want for the day or for your goals or for your life, and you really get lost in visualization for like a good 10 minutes, like you're watching a movie, I'm telling you, it makes you take different actions. Subconsciously, you take different actions. You attract different things. You want other people around you. And we're back
with another episode of He Said, She Said.
And we got a puppy.
You guys.
Named, ready? Drum roll. Bonkers. Bonkers and bananas. Bananas and bonkers.
They have a song.
Will you sing the song?
Bananas and bonkers, bananas and bonkers, bananas and bonkers.
So what I think we need to do is start their own Instagram page. Not that we have time for it. And have that be the intro song to every single reel we make with them.
Oh, should we start a podcast called Bananas and Bonkers, just about all of life shenanigans?
I feel like that literally describes our life.
We have been trying to record this podcast for 3 hours.
3 hours, guys.
And I think we're getting a little bit of a hint into like when people are like, you know, when you have kids, it's just like so crazy fitting into the pockets of your day. Like right before we were about to record this, Bonkers literally pooped all over the backside of his butt, and we had to go wash him in the bathtub together. And also today found out that he has something called Giardia, which is a really
stomach bug.
Really bad. It's just a stomach bug that makes them have diarrhea, projectile diarrhea. And he proceeded to then pass it on to the other big dogs that are staying here. So on top of no sleep, we're in a shitstorm.
We're literally in a shitstorm right now. So here's how we divide and conquer. You know, we kind of know what our strengths are, what our weaknesses are. Neither one of us want to get no sleep at night. But I know for a fact that I do way better with no sleep than Lori does with no sleep. So I take night duty, where I get up 2, 3, 4 times a night when he starts crying and has to go out of his cage. And I bring him outside and, let him go potty, walk around for 10 minutes or whatever it is. And I don't know how or why, but he has a knack for waking me up in the middle of my REM sleep. Like if someone wakes you up and you're at the end of your sleep cycle, it actually doesn't matter. Even if it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, what matters is if you get woken up in the middle of your sleep cycle, your REM sleep. This little son of a bitch somehow knows when I'm in the deepest depths of sleep. And that's when he wakes me up to go outside. So
he watches your eyeballs.
Watch them go back and forth, right? I'm tired. And I'm sure every single parent hearing this right now is like, I don't care, get used to it.
They're like, oh, please.
But I forgot how much work having a puppy was. We kind of knew, but you also forget.
We knew, but we forgot. I'm guessing that this is why, well, number one, this is why you get a second puppy is right when you forget, you're like, oh, it's not so bad. And
it's like why people have a second kid.
Probably with second children as well. Yeah.
So anyhow, you know what's funny? I got to reference this. Yes, I'm exhausted. Yes, I'm tired. But I've been choosing to be upbeat. How upbeat would you say I've been in the mornings?
Like totally normal.
Totally normal. I did a podcast that came out probably 2-3 weeks ago where the thing that I started doing this past year was I just started choosing my state. Started choosing energetic. I started choosing happy. I started choosing awake even when I felt tired. And it's like we don't want to admit that we get to choose our state because then somehow we lose that self-serving thing of like being tired or being crabby or whatever it is. But quite honestly, you get to choose your state. And yeah, I'm not sleeping. Yeah, I'm up every 45 minutes, it feels like. But I'm choosing my state and I'm happy and I'm getting things done. So I guess if there's a punchline here, you can't determine your circumstances, but you can definitely determine your outcome.
But we had a great holiday.
Yep.
It was so much fun. We had our whole family over. Jackie, our sister-in-law, essentially-ish. She created the Candy Cane Olympics.
Oh my God, this was so much fun.
Which is even more fun than it sounds. And if you guys know anything about me, I like to be very active and doing things on the holidays, like playing games and karaoke and gingerbread houses.
This is where we don't match as a couple at all. So if you know anything about me,
you'd be
no,
so
I wouldn't.
bored
I'd be so happy. If you know anything about me, I want to sit on the couch with a drink and watch football or movies with people around me. But no, Lori has to be doing something every minute.
Yeah.
All the time. Yep. Let's play this game. Now let's sing karaoke. Now let's do this tradition. Now let's write on these ornaments. Now let's do this. Like all the time. And I'm like, holy crap. Why can't we just sit here and enjoy each other? So you and I are so blessed as a couple, but boy, are we built differently when it comes to how we want to get together and how we want to gather.
I didn't know this.
Yes, you did.
I really didn't.
Yes, you did.
I'm kind of shocked. I thought you like to do things. I thought that's why we changed the traditions.
I tease you about this all the time. What did I say? I said, I'm going to be the uncle that just sits on the couch and the kids can come up and talk to me while I sit here watching football. With my hand in my pants. Yep.
All right. So what are we talking about? We're talking about the new year. We're talking about what we want to start doing and what we want to stop doing. We did a podcast on this last year.
Yeah, go back and check it out.
We're simplifying it even more. We had 3 things last year. And literally this year, just what do you want to start doing? What do you want to stop doing? And I was talking about it a little bit on my podcast. I know, Chris, you talked about it with your finances. Mm-hmm. But off the top of your head, because I've learned that the more that you kind of like grow into yourself and the more that you start to get this whole like goal achievement thing down, which by the way has taken me so many freaking years, you learn that less is more.
Yep.
And if you just change one thing a year, that is going to set you up for a monumental year. And I think it's so much easier to wrap your brain around. And of course, once you change that one thing, it's amazing how you can habit stack and how you have a great foundation. So essentially, when you're looking for things to stop and start doing, if you're in the beginning, there are probably going to be more things wrapped around health, to be quite honest. Mm-hmm. Because if we're being totally honest, Chris and I, when there's things that we know we don't have, like if we don't have energy or we're not feeling good, we can pretty much relate it back to our health and our workouts right away. So that's always what we kind of look at. So Chris, for you, where you're at right now, what's one thing you want to start doing and one thing you want to stop doing this year?
Hey y'all, I'm so excited to share with you that this podcast, Earn Your Happy, is now a part of the Growth Day Podcast Network. Truly, this is like one of the most exciting things that has ever happened to me. I'm telling you, I no longer feel like I'm doing this alone, and I actually get to collaborate with the people who host the podcast that I'm obsessed with, like that I have been listening to myself, who inspired me to start a podcast, who have taught me about how to go and do the thing, like the original people who got me motivated through listening to their podcasts. You guys, a bunch of us are coming together to bring more more growth to the world and to support shows and brands that we believe in. And one of my friends are also on this network, and I'd love for you to go subscribe to their show. You guys, I just had Danielle Canty on of the Boss Babe podcast. She co-hosts it with her other amazing co-host and one of my friends, Natalie Ellis. You guys, you can go check out that podcast on mine. It's episode 925, and Danielle and I talk all about burnout and how that could be showing up in your life, and most importantly, how to prevent it. But I want to tell you, if you have not gone and checked out the Boss Babe podcast yet, go subscribe, because it is one of the largest online communities for ambitious women and female entrepreneurs. And I know that if you're listening to the show, chances are that's probably you. You guys, they have 3.6 million followers and 380,000 subscribers. The Boss Babe podcast is the place where they share real behind the scenes of building successful businesses, achieving peak performance, and learning how to balance it all. Most of all, you guys, truly, these women are in my life. Danielle and Natalie are people that I text on a weekly, monthly basis when I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel stuck. What should I do? I tune into their podcast, you guys, to learn. Even though they're my friends, I am still like crazy obsessed with this podcast because I learn something new every single time I listen. It makes me be a better podcaster. It makes me be a better businesswoman. It just makes me be better and more confident out in the world because they're so real and raw. And I can tell you that in the moments where I have had horrible days, down days, I've either gone and listened to this podcast or I've texted them, because these are the people who truly get it. You want to listen to the people who are walking in the same footsteps that you are. You guys, go check out the Boss Babe podcast. You're not going to be sorry. And it's just going to like make you way smarter and you're going to have way more fun. So go check it out.
Last year, the start doing was journaling, and I loved it. Oh my God, did I love it. Now, truth be told, somewhere in the middle of the year, I fell off. So I'm going to get back to journaling again, because for the first half of the year, damn, it made a great difference in my life. But this year, it's something different. Journaling is just something I'm getting back to. This year, I'm going to start taking meditation and visualization serious again. I haven't taken that serious in a couple of years, and I'm a visualizer. When every day I can wake up and control how I see the outcomes of what I want, I just literally then take different actions. Remember how I always joke about like team woo-woo versus team logical? I don't care if you're team woo-woo or team logical. When you visualize the outcomes you want for the day or for your goals or for your life, and you really get lost in visualization for like a good 10 minutes, like you're watching a movie, I'm telling you, it makes you take different actions. Subconsciously, you take different actions. You attract different things. You want other people around you. So that's what I'm going to start doing, is a good, solid visualization practice every single day.
Okay.
By the way, can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
So the problem is, this might help you guys. So many things that we start, we're like, oh, I need to do this first thing in the morning. And before you know it, you have too many damn things to do first thing in the morning. That's what's happened to me in the past.
Totally.
So my visualization is going to be like right before I start my work day, after I've gotten back from the gym and all that stuff. It's not going to be first thing in the morning, because last year I felt like I had too many things I was trying to squeeze in before we ran out the door to do too many more things.
Okay, that's crazy, because that's what happened to me last year as well. And I was realizing that my workload had increased so much last year that my mornings went from like this beautiful time for me to kind of have space to myself to like more checklists of meditate, read, listen to a podcast. And if I didn't do those three things, I felt terrible about myself for the day. I just started noticing. And I think the more that I was interviewing people, the more they were like, I just let go of like the morning routine thing. And I do what feels good or something briefly. Like I'll go on a kick. Maybe I'm just meditating for 5 minutes and that's all I can get to for that particular time period. Or maybe I'm just reading for 5 minutes and letting everything else go. And so for me, that's been really big, is that if I can just get in my reading right now and just let go of everything else, just let go, knowing that you and I always go on walks and we kind of do a walking form of meditation and gratitude.
Yeah, because we do our Power 9.
So I've essentially let go right now. And I don't even know if I'm going to add it back in of meditation this year. I really love reading and I really love listening to podcasts. So I'm definitely going to start doing more of that. But at the same time, the one thing that I actually want to start doing more of is to be just more regimented and more organized with my time and my schedule. So I've already started that. Today we went to a workspace in Arizona and we are joining so that we can just be way more organized with my days. Like I want specific content days. I want specific light pink days. I want specific podcast days. I want to wake up and know exactly what my routine is. This is when I feel happiest and most in flow. I like to know what my workout is that day. I like to know what's going on. And I also like to have somewhat of a free day for admin, for creative, things like that. So I'm going to set that all up now.
Okay, so yeah, I love this for you. You're going to start being way more scheduled and way more regimented in your work style, with your work days, when you're doing what. You know, we used to do this. Back when we were growing that network marketing team and growing our own brands, we had to have certain days where we only concentrated on this or only concentrated on that. Because when you're always bouncing from thing to thing to thing, it takes more mindset and more energy to make that switch than people think. Mm-hmm. So it's very inefficient. So I love that you're doing that. Okay, so what are you going to stop doing then this year?
The thing I'm going to stop doing is caring what other people think, because just the sheer fact that I desire to stop caring what other people think means I'm caring way too much.
Yep.
So I can let go of worrying that I don't care, because I clearly do, and it's stifling. And whenever I notice that I am making decisions from a place of, oh, what will people think? Or who am I, will I disappoint people? I'm asking the wrong question.
Yeah.
It's, does this feel right? Is this where the energy is? Does this feel good? Is this aligned? Is this an idea that I know is going to work? And those are the right questions to be asking. So if I'm asking the questions, who is this going to upset or bother or disappoint? It means I'm asking the wrong questions and I'll make a bad decision.
You've already lost at that point.
Yes.
If you're conscious of those questions, who am I afraid I'm going to disappoint? You've already lost the battle, right? Because you're always going to disappoint someone. You can't
always
please everyone. Everyone's going to have their own stupid ass opinion that differs from how we see the world, because we all see the world differently. So the sooner you can lose that concern, you start winning more battles.
Yeah, there's no energy coming from that place. So just like you said, it's a losing battle. You've already lost, because you've lost the very thing that makes an idea successful. And that is energy, excitement, and feeling so aligned and knowing that it came from you and it came from your gut.
I love that. My stop doing.
Yeah.
This is simple, but big. I'm going to stop. It's funny. I did, what are you going to stop? What are you going to start? What are you going to keep doing for your finances on my show recently? Well, this one's going to roll over into this one. I'm going to stop eating so much Uber Eats at night. Like, what do? We kind of starve all day. We work all day. We work really damn hard during the day. And so at night we're tired and we don't feel like making anything. So what do? We order our favorite Uber Eats, and we think we're ordering well, but we order big quantities of it. Now, there's two problems here. One, this is going to be the fittest year I've ever had, ever. So when I'm ordering big quantities of true food or big quantities of sushi or whatever from Uber Eats, that goes directly against my physical goals, no matter how hard I worked out that day, no matter how much activity I got. The second thing is, we spend an average of $150 every single night by the time they put their fees on and their tips on and everything else on a meal for you and I when we Uber eat Monday through Friday. So you realize that, you probably want to know, that's $40,000 a year on Uber Eats Monday through Friday, not counting weekends. That's basically $4,000 a month, $3,500 a month on Uber Eats. Isn't that crazy?
That's insane.
So by not waiting, plan ahead. When we're in Arizona here, we can even get Taylor to cook for us, meal prep a little bit, have some easy salads and easy and pre-prepped proteins around the house for dinner. And it'll make our dinner decision very easy. So, I'll eat more during the day, so I'm not making decisions from a place that is so hungry and desperate for some comfort food. Mm-hmm. So anyhow, I know I rambled, but that's what I'm going to stop doing. Stop eating Uber Eats Monday through Friday so damn much.
All right, guys, have you got it in your head? What do you want to stop doing? What do you want to start doing? Like, did it pop into your mind right away? And also, what would it feel like to let go of all of the other, I should do this year. I need to do this. I need to do that. And of course, there's other things that you're going to want to implement, maybe for your business or things like that. Obviously, maybe attend a mastermind or go to a big event. But honestly, if you just focused on starting something that you have been wanting to start and stopping something that you know is holding you back, this would be the biggest shift in a year that you've ever made if you just stuck to those 2 simple things.
No, I love it. All right, guys, thanks for listening. Love and appreciate you. Roll up your sleeves. Let's have a big year together.
Want to know a huge secret to my success? Okay, not only my success, but just about every single person that I have interviewed on this podcast who is successful has this in common. You guys, they love to journal. They capture their life lessons and what they're grateful for. But a lot of people don't keep this up consistently, and most people do know that the research shows that journaling deepens your gratitude and increases self-awareness. But did you also know that journaling decreases stress and helps you achieve your goals faster? In fact, journaling is a huge differentiator between average performers at work and high-performing people. It leads to longer-term clarity, confidence, and success. So why don't more people journal? Why didn't I journal consistently? Honestly, they don't like staring at a blank page. It's hard to carry a book around with you or a notepad, and they just don't even know what to write about, or they just forget. That's why I know that you're going to love Growth Day. It's the world's #1 system for self-improvement, and it's like all-in-one personal development in an app. And it has an awesome digital journal, and people love it. Growth Day's digital journal has hundreds of research-backed writing prompts for self-reflection, positive mindset, confidence building, and success. I use them all the time, and it makes me think in ways that I typically don't, and it makes me ask myself better questions, which we all know gets better results in our life. It even has prompts that help you develop a daily, weekly, or monthly habit of reflecting on your life and identifying areas to grow. So it's a perfect time of year to start journaling, you guys. When you sign up at Growth Day, you also get systems for habit tracking, goal setting, and scoring, and improving every area of your life. Best of all, I get to teach there too, you guys. I'm so excited. I hope that I get to see you. I teach live in Growth Day every single month with a new topic just for you. So join me there. Start your free trial at growthday.com/Lori.
Hey, I know if you're listening to this podcast that you have big dreams and big goals. And one of the things that can really stop you is struggling with your marketing. Trust me, I have been there. Are you using 10 different systems just to build your online business? Then I want you to try Kajabi. Kajabi helps you build your web pages, set up funnels, and sell your courses, content, coaching, or communities. You've been hearing me talk a lot about funnels on this podcast and the importance of your email list. You can get a free trial at kajabi.com. That's Kajabi.com. I've talked about Kajabi before, but here's something that's super cool and new. They just rolled out an AI assistant for creating your online course curriculum. And this means you just type in a topic that you want to create on a course or webinar, and bam, it just generates a sample outline for you. It takes a ton of the hard work away. Of course, you're going to customize it to be your own, but this really helps you get over the struggle of how in the world to start, which is where most people stop. If you're like me, starting is always the hardest part, and that's what makes Kajabi so popular. They've made it easier for creators to build web pages, build courses, build coaching programs, build membership sites, build checkout pages, and build email funnels. So if you're struggling with any of those, you got to go check it out. Go to Kajabi.com. Kajabi was really the first all-in-one system and is trusted by over 100,000 creators. I think that's good enough for me. Also has influencers and marketers who use this. And now their smart AI platform makes it easy to take what you know and turn it into an online course and business. Go start building with a free trial at Kajabi.com. That's Kajabi.com.